What's up, Warriors? Welcome back. How you guys doing? Tonight we got a fire. A stupendous. I think I said that word wrong. But a great show ahead of us. So, before we jump into it, make sure you go and share this episode, share all the episodes, share the podcast, share the YouTube channel, share the IG, tell your friends, aunties, cousins, uncles, babies, kids, parents, grandparents. Tell them about the Warriors Vision podcast. Get out there and share it. Let's jump into the show. Welcome back to the show, Warriors. I'm your host. Oh my goodness, I slaughtered that intro. Should we run it back? Nah. I'm your host, Brian, aka The Warrior, and this is the Warriors Vision podcast. As you see, we're on episode 10. Episode 10, as the title goes, defensive communication. Defensive communication. It's been if you haven't noticed, we've dropped 2 episodes in 2 weeks. 2 episodes in 2 weeks. So we're definitely putting in that work now. We've been putting in the work, but now we're making sure we checking off all the boxes, breathing some life back into the podcast. Oh goodness, picking up some audio on this side. Here we go. Now we just got to make sure that we get back into our videos for the channel. But you know, the videos for the podcast is up. They're up on the channel, YouTube channel, the Warriors Collection Network. And if you're watching this now, you obviously know that. So as promised, I am putting out content. I'm putting out episodes. As the episodes come to my brain, as the moments and situation dictates for an episode. I'm just not going to put out an episode just to say I have an episode and it's about nothing. So if it's an episode coming, I'm speaking on something. I'm speaking on something that has popped up, and I've been thinking about it and been like, okay, yeah, it's time to share that. So here we are with another one. I look different. My hair is cut, no hat. Defensive communication. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what that is. Scenario when you are talking to someone and a situation is about a situation, and you could be addressing something in a calm manner, and that person goes off because they have their walls up. They have the archers at the top of the wall. They have the cannonballs ready. They have the infantry ready at the gate. They're ready for defense because they feel like you are attacking them. Well, I'm gonna tell you, back in the day, that used to be me. Back in the day, I was so defensive. It was almost like a communication DB. I was all American DB in the defensive communication world. You couldn't mention anything without me, especially if I assumed or felt like I was being questioned on something, or may have been caught up in something, or I was completely in the wrong, and the questions were still coming. It didn't matter. I was going to be defensive. I was always on the defensive side of it. And I'm 100% sure that made everything much more difficult. That definitely gave way to more more bad acts, more because like I told you guys before, I was very yeah, revengeful. So anytime I felt like someone was questioning me, or thought I was doing something, or may have caught me doing something, or whatever the case may be, I would just react and be like, okay. First, I would do the whole defensive talks, and then just to hurry up and get out of it, do my apology or whatever that needs to be done, so I can be done with it, and then a week or whatever, just react. So I was always playing defense, always, even though most of the time I was in the wrong. I'm not even gonna say most of the time. About, if we had to put a number on it, 99% of the time I was wrong. And I can say 99% of the time because I'm evaluating myself. And that's what I want to get across. If you're dealing with a person that's defensive, understand it has nothing to do with you, unless you're a person that's if what you're doing in that situation. But if you're one of the people that are just speaking on something, or saying something, and you're using the right tones, you're being respectful, and all these other things, you're checking off the boxes, right? You're being respectful of the person, and you're coming to them in a kinder tone, and you're not trying to be argumentative or any of that. You're checking the boxes off, and the person is still walls up, archers, cannonball, infantry at the bottom, sending a recon drone. I mean, it is all out war. Understand that's not you. It's not you. It's the person. Me being an ex-professional, in that I know. And I know that there's nothing that you can do to change that person. You can continue to be an example. You can continue to be an example of how to talk, how to respond, how to walk away from the conversation. How to let it die out, and how to peacefully let it die out. Not, well, going crazy and be like, you know what, just going crazy and just like, well, fine, I ain't got to talk to you either, or whatever the case may be. Peacefully, just bowing out gracefully, and continuing on with your business, and not carrying that on you. As long as you're doing all those things and maintaining that light and being that example, then that's all you can do. You can pray for that person and understand and know and understand that only God is going to be able to get into that person's heart, and mold, break that person down, to help them realize that they've been doing everything. It's their fault that they've been responding the way that they have. There's no reason for it. It's going to take an act of God to bring that person down, to break them and remove whatever's in their heart, to remove the walls, to stop doing whatever they're doing to get questioned. And you're like, how do you know this? How do you know this? How do you know this? Well, I'm telling you, I know from experience. I was an All-American at it. Excuse me, I was a pro at it. It didn't matter what it was. It could be a question. It could literally be a question. And I would go off. I would go off and be super defensive about it, and then be mad the rest of the day. Does that sound like anyone you're dealing with? Could be a person at work, person at school, teacher, employee, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, parent, teacher. And if it's your parent, just, be respectful and let it go. You don't have to carry that weight. You don't have to carry that weight. But back to what I was saying though. That's how I know, because I did this. I was doing it for a very long time, and I had to be broken. My mom and dad would, they would see some of this, right? Like my dad would be like, "Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing?" And I me being grown and thinking I was whoever I thought I was at the time. I didn't show any emotion or anything, because I was defending me. I was protecting me. I was protecting me. Even though I was the one causing the pain, the hurt, the distrust, all these situations. It was me, but I was protecting me. And then, God got me. God got me and broke me down. Broke me down. And I had to realize it came to me. I was wrong. I was wrong in how I was responding, in my behavior, and all of that. It didn't matter that my mom, my dad, my ex-wife, and all these people were, trying to reach me, trying to tell me all these things, trying to help me, right? Before I got to that point, I wasn't hearing it. Even while they were trying to explain to me things in love and with respect or whatever, I wasn't hearing it. I was still defensive. And they was trying to help me. Meanwhile, I'm thinking I'm helping myself. I'm protecting myself with all this foolishness. Meanwhile, the people that love me and then was seeing what was going on was trying to reach me, and I wasn't allowing that to I wasn't allowing that to happen. I was cutting off all communications. Nope, shut that down. Get some archers over here. Shut that down. Shut it all down. I didn't want to hear it. Thinking about it now, I'm not laughing at the pain that I caused. I'm laughing at how foolish I was. And to see how far I have come today. It's amazing, It's amazing. I could still be out there lost. I could still be out there thinking I'm protecting myself, helping myself, when I'm in fact harming and pushing so many people away from me. Being stupid. Because I'm protecting myself. I'm being defensive. So if you're a person out there that anytime someone says something or, brings up an issue with you, and they're coming to you with respect, and they're, they doing it the best that they can, and you're, putting up the walls, and you ready to fight and ready to go start yelling and ready to start pointing out what they did and all that. Stop. Breathe. Pause. And think. Ask yourself, what are you doing? Is this necessary? Should I be responding this way? The question that they asking me is this something I could have prevented? Is this something I could have done better at? Is there a better way for me to respond? What am I defending myself from? Am I with this person? Am my parents, do they love me? Well, why am I defending myself from my parents? And that's the one thing, when I was defending myself, when I was in my defensive communication, all pro status, I was defending myself, protecting myself from hurt because of the hurt that I experienced from past relationships, right? And even though in that current relationship, I was the one causing all the mayhem. I was the one causing all the chaos. I was the one causing all the hurt. But in the midst of that, I didn't see that because I was too busy protecting me. I was too busy protecting me. I didn't care about nothing else. I didn't care about the hurt anyone else was experiencing. I didn't care about none of that. I know that number one, me. I wasn't trying to feel none of that. And if I did, someone was going to pay for it. Someone was going to pay for it. It cost me a lot. It cost me a lot. A lot of pain that I had to experience, because I had to grow up. I had to mature. I had to, look myself in the mirror and say, that was your fault. You did that. It don't matter what no one else did. You are responsible for your own behavior, your own response. You're responsible for those walls that you put up. You're responsible for those blinders that you put on, thinking that you had to protect yourself from people that said they love you. When in fact they did. But you was playing defense. You was playing defense. So today, if this sounds like you, take inventory of yourself. Start looking inward. Start looking inward. And if you're unsure, for some reason, and you want to have a real discussion about this, go to the person that you always feel like you having to defend yourself against, and ask them, am I defensive? Do you feel like I'm being defensive when you talk to me? And I know that's going to be hard because as a defensive person, we don't want to believe it's us. We believe it's everyone else. So that conversation is going to be rough. But if you're ready and wanting to change to be better, that conversation has to be had before things go further downhill. All right? So defensive communication, let's put it into that. And let's have conversation and communication that's good. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our context. Warriors Collection Network brings to you the Warriors Vision Podcast. Warriors Collection Network brings to you the Warriors Vision Podcast. Make sure you follow us on IG at Warriors_Collection_. Follow us on the other IG page, Warriors_Collection_Network. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you don't want to hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. But tell me why. Do they still have the thumbs down on YouTube? I haven't seen it. Oh, they do. They absolutely do. So make sure you hit a button and you let me know why you hit the thumbs down. Or hit the thumbs up and just, call it all good. Follow us on Twitter at SeeThroughIt1 and on TikTok, Warriors Collection Brand. Let's get to our audio page. Again, you can listen to this and previous episodes. I got to start doing a better job of promoting other seasons. Check it. We're on season 5, guys. Season 5. So we have 4 other seasons that you can go back and listen to and hear the growth throughout each season, throughout each episode. Now, let me tell you, there's going to be some episodes on there that might rub you the wrong way. But hey, it's the truth. It's the truth. You know, I've been, since I started this podcast, I've been on this, accountability and responsibility and things that I've seen in those seasons. Was it maybe season 2 and season 3? I hit on those things, and it may be a little rough. It may not be, but go ahead and check them out. Season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4. Check it out on Anchor.fm, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Overcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, and Breaker. I think I'm saying that right. I like saying it like that, Breaker. Anyway, guys, that is the episode 10, Defensive Communication. Please check out the previous episodes that we just uploaded. Episode 9, Deposits, and then this episode before that, episode 8, Do Things That Matter. I hope, guys, it is March 16th. I hope you're still doing things that matter. That's going to help you become a better person later down the road, later this year. I hope you're doing things, checking off boxes that's helping you get closer to your goal instead of getting distracted by things that don't matter. So make sure you're still doing the things that matter. All right. With that being said, guys, we're trying to a couple different taglines, but here's the one that we have: level up, train harder, be an asset. All right. This is the Warriors Vision podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sells, aka the Warrior. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.